All right. We are here for the Power Half Hour for calendar and announcements tools within TCU Online. This tool, or there's two different tools here. Announcements is what we're going to start with. Announcements appear in the course on the course homepage, and students can set up notifications to receive a text or an email when the announcement is posted. Announcements can also be viewed in the Other Tools menu under Announcements. So I will show you, we're in a demo course here. So if I log into this course, the first thing I see are the announcements. There's other things on this homepage, but if you post announcements, they will appear right here. As I just mentioned, there are two ways to see them and also to add them. To see them first, from this home page, you come on to this page, and here's the announcements. There is a little context menu, which is this little down arrow next to the word announcements, and this is where you can go to the tool or add an announcement or reorder them, along with a few other things. Another way is to go to the Other Tools menu on the navigation bar and then select Announcements. They both will go to the same place. So we're going to walk through the first option, which is selecting this context menu, and select New Announcement. So this page is set up pretty similar to other content type pages in the platform, where for your announcement, you add your headline. So in this case, I may say, welcome to class, and then you add your content. So I'm just going to write something silly. Go to, and then we would write something amazingly profound here. You can style your text using this visual editor. So you can change the font size, color, bold, italic, the style, heading 1. So you can really style these out if you wish. You can also link to various areas of the course. So you can link to other tools or to content if you choose. You can also insert stuff, which is, it could be files, it could be, you can record a video. Let's see if this will pop up. Hey, here I am. So here's a video of me welcoming you to the class. A video of me. Super easy to record. I'm going to go ahead and insert that in just to be silly here. Welcome video. It's thinking about it. Oh. So you can add whatever kind of content, whether it's just text or if you want to do an introduction or whatever it might be. You can add it to this page here. The next section is about availability. When does it start? Do you want to have it start as soon as the class starts? Today? Do you want it to start the second week of class or whatever date it may be? Some faculty tend to schedule out their assignment or their announcements ahead of time. So if you are that kind of planner, go for it. You can go ahead and schedule these to appear at various times of the semester. Or if you want to just post them on the fly, like I'm doing right now, you can just have it post now. You can set an end date. So if it's something that may be time sensitive, like you may not want to have your welcome to class video up for the duration of the semester. You may want it to end after 2 or 3 weeks. Or if it has to do with a particular exam or grades being posted, you can have these appear and disappear at various times. So you can schedule that here. I'm going to just pretend this is going to go away on the 16th of December. So it appears now and it will go away on December 16th. I can attach things by adding a file. I can record audio, or I can record video here as well, in addition to the ability up here with the insert stuff video note. I can also attach release conditions. Release conditions are something that we can go more in depth at another time, but these are things such as earning a grade, accessing content, being part of a group, submitting assignments, and so on. So if you want only students who earned a 90 and above to see a cat video, or if you have information that's like a bonus, or congrats, you did this sort of thing. You can have it appear as they complete content or earn a score or participate in something. So it could be that next step little carrot that they get in their journey through your class. So you can add that in there. You can come to an open lab or for further training, or we're going to have a link to more information in the email that we're going to send as follow-up to this webinar. So I'm going to go ahead and click publish here. And you can see I have, this is the actual announcements tool. I can see my current announcement. We can see Megan did one earlier today, and this is an old one. So if I wanted to see what this would look like in the course as a student would, I would simply select the course on this mini bar in the course selector. And this takes me directly into the announcement, into my course homepage, and I can see my announcement here. As a student or an instructor, I can play the video. I will spare you. And so that will appear directly in the page. We didn't have to do any crazy embedding or anything. We just recorded. If you needed to edit any of these, you can select the little drop-down context menu next to it and select edit or delete. We will send a follow-up, as I just mentioned, that will also include information on how to personalize your announcement. So if you wanted to say, like this one down at the bottom, welcome to the demo course, Carrie, and you can auto-populate people's names in here or the course name by using something called replace strings. So we will send that to you as something if you want to really step up your game and do something a little fancier. Overall, this is fairly straightforward. Again, you can add announcements either from the main homepage by clicking this down arrow next to the word announcements, or you can go to that other tools and select announcements. And this will bring you to the page where you can go and edit or delete or add a new one. So either way. So the next tool is the calendar tool. There are multiple ways to access the calendar and their events in your course. The first one is, let me get back to the main screen here. We have the calendar widget within your courses. So this will show things that have assignments and due dates set. You can also click a down arrow here and see a full month view. Another place is within the content. There's a course schedule. So as you schedule things, this will show you your upcoming for the next 7 days, or you can view the full schedule. This will include things such as content that you have added a due date to, as well as custom items that may be upcoming, such as this was a sample event, but this could be your office hours or something similar. The last place that you can see dates is within the calendar tool itself, and this is found on the navigation bar throughout the platform at the top. It's just simply called calendar. This will display assignments, due dates for your course, and also personal things. And you can also do, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, you can add special events or office hours, things that are not necessarily tied to an assignment. And these will appear for both faculty and students. And you can have, if students set up notifications for their account, they can get a text or an email whenever an upcoming due date or an event is happening. And also if they use the Pulse app on their mobile device, they can get push notifications saying, hey, your paper's due, or, there's a special event tonight at 6 p.m. And that will help drive them through their course. So to actually add an event to the calendar, we select calendar on the top navigation bar. I'm already there. And we select this blue button called create event. I'm going to call this quiz review. And we'll say this class time will be spent reviewing for the quiz. So you can add a description if you want. You can add just simple title. You can choose who sees it. So if you want everyone in the course to see it, you can leave it at the default. Or if you want a specific group, this particular course has many groups set up, so there's a whole lot going on here. If you had sections, I believe you can also separate it by sections. So you can choose who will see the event. You can choose when this will be. So is it all day? Is it 5 p.m.? We'll say it's 5 p.m. today, 5 to 7 p.m. We'll be generous. You can add a recurrence. So if this is something that will happen once a week or, however many instances, you can add that in here. You can also add restrictions, such as the event will be hidden until a certain time, or hidden starting a certain time, or visible between certain dates, or there's all kinds of things. So you can set up minutes, hours, days that it will appear or disappear. You can also set the location. So I'm just going to say Sid Rich Lecture Hall 1. Once you have your event set up, you can click Create. Okay, so we can see on today's calendar in just a little while, we have a quiz review set up. All of the users in this course who are enrolled or our professor would also see this on their calendars. Again, if a student uses the Pulse app or has notifications set up for their account, they could get a text message or an email notification that this is coming, that it's coming up on the calendar. You can also set this up through content. So if you had a content item that was going to appear at a certain date, like a paper, you can have those set up. We typically recommend that you do that through the content tool directly. However, just to show you momentarily, you can add content. So if I wanted, the final project to be due on December 16th at 5 p.m., I can add that into the calendar as well. So you can either associate things in the calendar or in the content or custom items. The next thing is, I'll just kind of show you here. We have import events. If you're an Apple iCal user, if you use that extensively and you have these dates already in there, you can import, but it only lets you do it from iCal. So if you are not that person, then this won't work for you, but it is available. Set dates will allow you to set dates for a module or a content item. So let's see, we'll select this Getting Started module. Oops. So this module, I can set the due date or the start date. So if I wanted to go through and schedule my entire course out, I can do that from this page as well. The next thing here, you can decide which calendar you'd like to view. I'm specifically looking at this course currently, but I can select this little down arrow and show all calendars, and this will show all calendars for the course that I am enrolled in with any role. So if you're in some of our training courses, or if you have 4 courses you're teaching this semester and want to see the scope of what all you're getting into, you can view it all together. Or if you wanted to say, I really don't want to see the calendar for this one, you can remove that and only view a specific one. So you can kind of toggle between these. If you accidentally remove one, there is a way to add it back, so it's not gone forever. But you can go and kind of toggle through things and decide what you want to look at today. There are other views above here. You can see agenda view. This will kind of tell you today and tomorrow. You can see today, your week, month, or a full list of what is upcoming. Speaking of the full list, you have upcoming showing here. We can toggle these right and left arrows and see different views. So past events, all events, or only upcoming. I think I would probably prefer upcoming. It's a little less intimidating, unless it's the beginning of the semester. That may be a little crazy. I'm going to show you a couple more things here. We have a settings cog here. I'm going to select settings and show that you can set your preferences. If your typical work day for school is 8 to 5, you can set that. Or if you happen to teach till, 9 p.m., you can do, 10 to 9 or whatever dates or times rather work for you. You can opt to show weekends or not. If your default meeting is 30 minutes or if it's an hour, you can select that. The next option is enable calendar feeds. This is a kind of cool option. You can check this box, and what will happen is you will have the ability to subscribe to this calendar, which means that if you use iCal or if you use Google, you can grab the URL for this calendar for your calendars and subscribe to it. So you could potentially see this in your iPhone or other mobile device if you are a Google user or iCal user. And this will also enable it for students to be able to subscribe as well. Completed tasks. I'm going to talk about tasks in just a moment, but you have the ability to create these tasks, and these are only things for yourself, like grade papers or buy milk or whatever it may be. You can have it defaulted to hide completed tasks or show them for 1, 3, or 7 days, and have a duration of tasks of 3 days, or set whatever preference you want, and then confirm before deleting. Let's see. Before I go on to tasks, I want to also show, since I added that checkbox to be able to enable calendar feeds, I now have a subscribe button. So I can go and select this URL and then enter it into my Google Calendar if I had one and subscribe to it. I also have a very nice printable view that I can use. I can choose if I want the branding at the top or not. It will update if I update the preview. I can also show event details, print certain dates, and it will give me a nice view to print, which is nice. So tasks, I mentioned just briefly that we have the ability to add tasks. These are only for you. So it's as if you had a little announcement or task in your phone or something, or in an Outlook where you said, hey, Carrie, you need to do XYZ today. It's not something that you would say, hey, students, here is a task for you. It's only for yourself. So something like finish reviewing course, or, grade papers, or, remind students to bring lab supplies tomorrow, whatever it may be. And for each of these, you can select them and add a due date. So this is a way for you to manage your time. So you can say, hey, I need to be reminded of this. You can also add a note if there's something specific. So these will also, you can be reminded of these, which is pretty nice. Let's see. I mentioned if you had content that you wanted to add dates to, you can do it through create an event or set dates, but you can also go directly to the content itself. And let me see if there's something in here. We'll take this Dropbox. So say that we wanted to add this Dropbox and add some dates. I can select it. And at the bottom here, we have add dates and restrictions. So I can select that and add a start date. We'll say that this one starts the 5th at, we'll do midnight. And their assignment is due the 16th at 5 p.m. and their access to it will end also, we'll do it the next day at midnight. So you can set these time, start and end dates and due dates directly from the assignment as well, or from the content. So that's available for any part of the content, whether it's an assignment or whether it's getting started information or a lecture or any of it. You can simply select it and scroll down, and there's the ability to add those start and end dates. So those now, if we go, oops, over to calendar, that final project, there's the due date. It's all there for you. We also have the ability within More Action to change event visibility or offset dates. So if you need to shift things, say that you were sick and you needed to shift the assignments over, you can offset dates. And again, there's that import events option. So that was a super fast run through of what is in these two tools. Calendar and announcements. These are great ways to navigate your students through your course and communicate with them, and hopefully help all of you through managing your course. At this point, I am going to open up the microphone. So if you have a question, feel free to ask, or if you have one, you can also put it in the chat window, and I'll stick around and answer questions. And if you are all good, then feel free to sign off. But I'm glad you were able to join us. So let me unmute everybody. All right. If you have questions, go for it.
Terry, Jack speaking.
Hi.
Could you just review, real quickly, how you link announcements to other parts of the course? I think you did that the first 5 minutes, but we'll go back to.
Absolutely. So I'm going to create a new announcement. And I'm just going to put nonsense in here. We'll pretend this is like a amazing announcement. If I wanted to say, we're starting on Unit 2 or whatever it was, I can select this chain link and then select Content. And this will display all of my modules in the course. So if I wanted to get them to the Getting Started module, I select that. And then it has the submodules or content within that. So this one has a bunch of drilling down on the modules here. But if I wanted them to go first to this how to log in video, I would just select it, and then it creates my link for me. Yeah, so just again, I can also select that link. And, if I knew I had a Dropbox and an assignment, I can go to the assignments and then choose which one I wanted to link to. It's super, super easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Terrific. Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? All right.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess not. I think they're pretty straightforward tools. I would definitely get in and play with them. I feel that announcements are going to be utilized quite a bit. We had a lot of usage in e-college, and the calendar tool is way more robust than we ever had in e-college. So I think that's something to definitely consider, especially considering that students can get they can get notifications on their cell phones if they choose. So it'll push to them, and we have this Pulse app that will really help guide them through managing their time. So I think you should really consider adding these calendar dates to different things in your course. So, all right. Well, that's all I have for you guys. We made it with just a couple minutes to spare. So I'll go ahead and hang out, but feel free to sign off at this point. We're all done, and look for an email. I believe Colin, my colleague here, is going to send the email in a little while that will follow up with a bunch of helpful links for you. So thanks for coming.